Corre video.
Desde hace 50 años, FIDER promueve el desarrollo de nuestro país. Si estás estudiando o si planeas comenzar una especialidad, maestría o doctorado en alguna universidad de México o el extranjero, con FIDER puedes obtener un crédito educativo para cubrir o complementar tus gastos de colegiatura, sostenimiento o seguro médico. A partir de 2021 se puede solicitar el financiamiento para posgrados virtuales y la edad máxima de participación ahora es de 50 años. Consulta las bases y asegura que cumples con todos los requisitos. FIDER, el crédito educativo para comenzar un gran futuro.
No hay pretexto para no irse a Italia porque FIDER nos lo permite. Ustedes, es increíble el apoyo que da el Banco de México. Te apoyan desde viaje, estancia, estudios, manutención, comida, lo que tú quieras. Y el límite de edad es 50 años, entonces casi yo lo podría pedir. Entonces no hay pretexto para no irse a estudiar a Italia. Vamos a tener una sesión con ellos para aclarar algunas dudas. Este evento, el encuentro creativo, es gracias a la Embajada de Italia y a la Cámara de Comercio Italiana en México. Entonces, vamos a tener unas palabras del excelentísimo embajador de Italia en México, el señor Luigi Rocchiara, del presidente de la Cámara de Comercio Italiana en nuestro país, Lorenzo Vianello, y de la directora de la Cámara de Comercio, Fariba Gallardo, gracias a los cuales y al trabajo en equipo de todos los presentes, es que podemos hacer este encuentro posible. Corre palabras del señor embajador.
Soy Luigi De Chiara, embajador de Italia en México. Soy muy feliz de presentar Encuentro Creativo con la presentación de la oferta formativa de estas instituciones académicas en el campo de las industrias creativas italianas. Queremos ofrecer a todos los mexicanos no solo la posibilidad de mejorarse de un punto de vista técnico, sino también de saber dónde van las tendencias, cómo se ha construido el éxito del Made in Italy.
En la Cámara de Comercio Italiana en México estamos honrados de poder promover la oferta académica italiana entre los estudiantes mexicanos. Durante la primera edición, en las 2 semanas del evento, tuvimos más de 2.000 alumnos participantes y logramos un alcance en redes sociales de más de 1 millón de personas. Este proyecto nos brinda la oportunidad de acercar México a Italia, 2 naciones amigas y que tienen muchísimo que ofrecer en materia de creatividad y diseño. Disfruten de todas las actividades que hemos planeado en coordinación con las mejores universidades de diseño que hay en Italia y junto con las marcas que nos apoyan en esta iniciativa.
Bienvenidos a esta segunda edición de Encuentro Creativo, que te permitirá conocer más acerca de la oferta académica que la capital de la moda y el diseño ofrece, Italia. Por favor, síguenos a lo largo de las conferencias de Encuentro Creativo. Muchísimas gracias y bienvenido.
Pues es así que NAVA, la nueva Academia de Belle Arti, es la universidad privada más grande e innovadora de Italia, reconocida por el Ministerio de Educación italiano, está dentro del top 100 de las mejores universidades de arte y diseño, y hoy precisamente nos permite, a través de María Grazia Colombini, que ella es una diseñadora de vestuario, profesora del curso de teatro de vestuario en NAVA. Ella nació en Milán, donde estudió un curso de pintura en la Academia de Bellas Artes de Brera. Desde 1990 comenzó colaborando como diseñadora de vestuario para la RAI. La RAI es así como que la gran cadena de televisión, tiene producción en cine, etcétera. Mediaset ha participado en anuncios publicitarios, así como en obras de teatro, videos artísticos, videos musicales, revistas de moda, diseño de interiores, etcétera. Entonces, ella particularmente es coordinadora del curso de diseño de vestuario en Escuela delle Arti Cinematografiche Gian Maria Volonté. Ya ha diseñado el vestuario en más de 40 largometrajes. L'Ovangelato, la película de Netflix de Brandon Camp, que ya está ahorita en streaming, y particularmente ella hoy nos va a deleitar con Costume et Cinema. María Grazia Colombini nos va a hablar de qué es el diseño de vestuario, cómo se crea el vestuario para una película o serie, cómo se aborda el proceso creativo, cómo es el rol de diseñador de vestuario. Entonces, le agradecemos muchísimo que nos va a compartir su experiencia y the microphone is yours, Grazia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be in Mexico, even if virtually. But I'm really happy to participate to this event. At the moment, I am in Sicily, on top of a mountain, And I'm working on a set, on a movie, which is set, which is a drama, a mafia drama movie. And it is set in 3 different periods: the 1950s, the 1960s, the 1970s. One of my last movie is Love and Gelato, which is a teen movie set in the nowadays. It's a contemporary costume movie. So today we can talk about different genre of movies and how is the costume design approach to this different genre. And everything about the role of costume designer and the approach to especially to movie. If okay, we are sharing my PDF. A few things about the process of creating and making movie costumes. Costume designer works step by step. The first step is reading the script to get main information about the movie you are going to work. So these informations are where the story is set, when, the period, the season, the social historical informations, how many characters, the first roles, minor roles, how many locations, so how big is the production if I'm shooting in a room with just 3 characters, or if I'm shooting in many locations, a castle, a school, houses, and so I can understand how big is the work I'm approaching, how many big scenes I have, so how many extras, for example, if I have a party, if I have a football team, if I have, I don't know, big scenes with many extras. From the script, I also understand how long is the story arc. If the story arc is 1 year, 2 years, 1 day, many years. For example, the movie I'm shooting is many years because, as I said before, it started in the 1950s and it ends in the 1970s. So characters change their emotional story, and they also aged. They became older, and so you understand how to approach with the makeup and all these changes. After reading the script, the costume designer meets the director to define the approach to the movie, about the mood of the movie and the character definition and development. Together with the production design and DOP and photography, costume designer will create a coherent image to convey an emotion to the audience. This means that costume design is designer work in team. Movie is made by a team of people. So you have to collaborate with the others to create a coherent image. So with the production design and the photography, you meet before the shooting just to define how the image will be the colors, the style of the movie. Then you can talk with the production about the budget and the logistics. I don't go deep on these things because it's quite, it's less interesting. Anyway, you have to talk with the production to know how much money you have for this movie, and where you are going to shoot, just to organize the logistics, to organize the work, because our work is a part of creative work, and the part of it's to organize things, to plan things, to schedule everything. Then you can employ staff. So because you have been reading the script, talk with the director and with the production, then you know how big is your work and how many people you can employ. So main assistants, sewers, makers, and all the people you need. Then you start to develop the creative ideas through sketches, iconographic and text research, references, the study on characters, and the final mood boards. You also make fabric swatches to add to your sketches. Then you prepare a presentation and confront the director again. There are some image, if you can show them. Maybe they are in the number 3 of the, okay. So for example, this is a part of a mood board presentation for a character of a movie. It was a comedy, lawyer, the character was a lawyer. So I just show you the mood boards. You can go to the number 4 for this character, and then to the number 5. Okay, then to the number 6, you can see the sketches, and then the final photo of the character, the real character, and then to the number 7. Okay, the sketches, and then here you can see the coherence of the image. So these are the 2 characters. It was like a contemporary movie, but with a vintage taste. Okay, with a vintage flavor. With the production design and the photography, we create a coherent image with props and everything. If we go back, please, if you can go back to the number 2. Okay, thank you. Okay, you prepare a presentation and confront the director again. After the director approved your ideas, you start the practical work. At that point, I know how many costumes I need, how many I have to make, how many I will hire from rental houses or buy, or if I need fashion brand sponsor, how many shoes and accessories, if I need wigs or beards or any other makeup. Consulting the director department, I will know if I need multiples of costumes for blood scenes or fights. If I have blood scenes or fights, if my costumes will be distressed or they will be dirty or with spot of blood, I will need more than one costume, more than one shirt, because I always need one clean and then the others will be dirty with blood or distressed or everything. So this information, it's up to the director department that will tell me how they are going to shoot a scene. How many takes? 2, 3, 10 takes. So you have to repeat the costumes. It's a repetition of costumes. Then I know if I have to dye, to worn out and distressed garments. Then, as soon as some of the costumes are almost ready, you can make a first costume fitting to your main characters or to all the characters. Then you will make other fittings until all the costumes are done and approved by director and actors. To finish, it is not a linear path as it seems. These are just a few points because many issues and changes occur during the work process. Many things happens, many change, and you have to be always, you know, very stressed, and you are always in the hurry, always working at the last minute, because of normal changes of the planning and many things. So if we go to the number 9, okay, we start to talk about the different genres, and we go a little bit deeper on the approach, the creative approach to the different movie genre. So for every movie genre, it's a difficult word to pronounce, as period, historical, fantasy, thriller, contemporary, science fiction, etc. The costume designer will have a different artistic approach. Number 10. For example, how to approach to a thriller movie. A thriller movie has, for example, this movie, which is, I guess it was also nominated for the Oscar Award, is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy by Thomas Alfredson, costume designer Jacqueline Duran. She's a great costume designer. You can go and take a look at her work, which is very interesting. For example, for a thriller movie, which is the kind of dark atmosphere, in this case, this movie was set in the 1970s. For a thriller movie, you always choose some drab autumnal colors. In this image, you can see that it is, I'm sure they've been working on a black and white mood, even if it's color move, but it's quite, if you see this image, everything is monochromatic. It's quite a black and white. It's yes, and then second image. It's quite a black and white, but they, at the moment they use the color, it's a cold color. It's a blue color, and it subtly diversifies the age and personality of the character. It's just a detail. It's a very thin detail, but if you see this image, you can see how details are important in our job. Okay, next. This image, you can see how the character, how everything is calculated. The production design, the light, the costumes, so they harmonize with the background. The colors, I mean, they have different colors, but it's quite a black and white. The sky is light blue, and the silver of the airplane, and the floor, the ground, same color of the raincoat of the character. Can you see? It's like painting. It's like to paint a painting. Okay, the next image. They also take inspiration. You can see how in the movie, when you make a research, you often take inspiration from other movies. So I'm sure that in this case, as you can see in the previous image, they take inspiration from the iconic black and white movie, which Casablanca from the 1942. So this, for a thriller movie, black and white inspiration, set in 1970s, you can see how much work is behind a creative work of costume design, but also production and photography and everything. Different thing is if you approach to a comedy. Comedy costumes are always over the top. They put emphasis on each character. They give a very personality, over the top personality to, and then make differences between the characters. In comedy, red colors is very often used. This is Zoolander by Ben Stiller. And they also take inspiration from fashion. You can see the hairstyle and always a slash of a red color. In the next image, you can also see another type of color of comedy, which is more sophisticated. Is an author comedy, and which is a vintage style. This is Moonrise Kingdom by Wes Anderson, costume designer Maimone. And so it's a vintage style, but and it's more pastel color, but with red color, because red color is makes you feel happy. It's passionate, but it's also an happy color. And to the next image, it's Wes Anderson as well, with costumes by Milena Canonero, which is one of the greatest costume designer. I don't remember how many Oscars she won. And this is Grand Budapest Hotel, which is very set in the 1940s. It's a comedy. It's very sophisticated, but as you can see, red color is always present, and with purple color, which is a complementary color, and so you can see three different way to approach to comedy. One, with the first one, the Zoolander, is more comedy could be more stereotype. Oh my God, this word is very difficult. It's a stereotypic stereo. It's more. Oh my God, I hope you understand. Stereotyped, and but there are different type of comedy, but the color is the main style of the comedy. Then we can go to the next, to the period film. A period film approach, it can go from historical research to contemporary interpretation. So you can, the approach could be philological, so you can go deep in the real, more or less way people wearing dress from the how can I say, the philological research, and then and you can go to make an interpretation which is more contemporary, which is more creative and less. Can you hear me? Because my, yes, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so if, for example, Little Women by Greta Gerwig, a costume designer, Jacqueline Daran again. This, she maybe won, I don't remember, but she maybe won the Oscar a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And for example, this image is, these costumes are very interesting, because if you go to the next image, you can see that she starts from real capes that girls or women used to wear in this time. And then if you go back to the previous image, but you can see that she made an interpretation. If you go back to the previous image with the, okay. For example, you can see that there is some contemporary, the girls are wearing the hug boots, can you see? And then the scarves are very contemporary. The third girl from the left, she's wearing a scarf that the color of the scarf is really contemporary. So this and many other elements, and this is because you can, in this way, you can go more close to the audience. The audience can identify with these characters, and it's also a way to interpret a period movie. If we go to the number 19, okay, this is a different way to approach the period movie. This is a faithful, it's historic realism. It's a faithful period adaptation. This is Il Gattopardo, the Leopard by Luchino Visconti. Piero Tosi, it's the Italian costume designer. She won an Oscar, she's been nominated, and he has been awarded for the career some years ago. He died 2 years ago, and he is one of the, it's considered one of the greatest costume designer worldwide. And he was famous because of the faithful adaptation of costumes. his research was very deep in the way people were in the different period. Here we are in the middle of the 19th century, and he made a research looking for authentic dresses and looking for authentic underwear, for example. Every actor, actress, they were wearing authentic underwear, original period underwear, just to feel the sensation to be in that period. He was also famous because of the study of hairstyle, because he always said that a character, a period character, start from the hairstyle. Hairstyle is very important. In Italy, a costume designer is the supervisor of makeup and hairstyle. But in America, for example, they are two separated departments. And so sometimes you can see that hairstyle goes one way, costume design goes another way. But in Italy, this couldn't happen because we are two different departments, but costume designer supervise the hair and makeup. If we go to the next, you can see a sketch from the same movie made for Claudia Cardinale character. And this is a sketch from Piero Tosi. The next image show the different type of research you can make, because the research for period before the 19th century, we just have paintings or books or text to know, to research, to know something about costumes. But from the 19th century, we also have photography. And for costume designer, photography, it's a very important resource for the research. So here you can see a painting of that period, and you can see how the movie image, the movie photograph, the previous movie photograph, you can see how, for example, the hairstyle is similar, and a photograph. So you have two different ways to make a research, a deep research. Okay. So most of the time, character on the screen, character are in close-up or close medium shot. This means that the image on screen is so big that we see every thinnest detail of the clothes and makeup. So you can know the difference from theater and cinema. This is one of the different. In theater, I'm far, I'm present, I'm there, I can see the stage, but I'm far from the stage. So most of the time, if I make costumes for theater, I have to make details maybe bigger, so to let the people see better. So sometimes details of costumes in a theater play or opera, for example, the stage is very far. In opera, the stage is very big and is very far from the audience. So the makeup is very strong. The colors, the paintings on costumes, the details are stronger than in cinema. In cinema, on the screen, for example, as we have seen before, a tie is very big. It's bigger than the real tie. So is for example, these are costumes from Il Gattopardo, the leopard. The stitchings are made in a proper way, and the laces are authentic and handmade. If I work on a stage, I'm not so precise. I can be less precise than in movie. We can go to the next. I'm going too fast for you, or it's okay?
It's okay, Maria Grazia.
Okay, it's okay. So accessories are a fundamental part of the costume. They provide unique personality to the character. In this image, we have Kate Blanchett in the movie Carol. If you haven't seen this movie, please, I think that costume designer Sandy Powell was nominated, or maybe she won the Oscar for Carol. Anyway, it's a beautiful movie, and also costumes are really interesting. It's set in the 1950s, end of 50s, starting of the 60s. And for example, here you can say how the character is well defined by the accessories. Sunglasses, I don't remember the name of this, on the coat, sorry, on the lapel coat, the brooch is French, okay, the purse, the bag, and then she, at the right hand, she is holding a cigarette and a lighter, and everything you can immediately understand how kind of woman she is. She is rich, she is free, she is mysterious, and everything. You can play this game and try to understand how this image convey the personality of a character. Okay, the next image is an image from the movie Love and Gelato, which is a contemporary teen movie. So this character is you can immediately understand that she is a tourist. She has a straw hat. The background is Rome. She has sunglasses put in this way. She has a shoulder bag, some bracelet with tin bracelets, and so the details are very important to give the last touch to the character, and they make you understand the personality of the character, the social, if it's rich, and the mood of the character. And in the next one, for example, nocturnal animals. the costume designer is Phillips, Ariane Phillips, and she's very interesting. She's very interesting, especially for contemporary. She was the Madonna stylist, and in this image you can see how sophisticated is the movie is. The director is Tom Ford of Nocturnal Animals, which is Tom Ford, the fashion designer. And here just this touch of the neck hole, which is a design neck hole, it just can say everything about this character. So next, a movie story developed through days or years. Costumes must follow the changes of the characters, the emotional changes and the physical changes. In this image, we can see the Phantom Thread, a costume designer, Mark Bridge. You should see the Phantom Thread because it's the story of a fashion designer, the passage of an era from tailors and fashion designer. It's very interesting for you if you are fashion designer students, or it's interesting for everything you are studying. And the next image, in the previous image, you can see that she's okay, thank you. She's a waitress. You can see that the back of the uniform, it's a bit wrinkled. For example, the color is a purple color, fade. And and in the next image, you can see how she is changed after she met this tailor, this fashion designer. And so there is an arch in this movie. There is an arch of change for this character, from poor waitress to the musa of this tailor. In this movie, the curious case of Benjamin Button, costume designer West, there are very important physical changes. Kate Blanchett in this movie, in this image, is younger than she is middle-aged. Makeup and hairstyle changes, as well as costume shape and color changes, give a fundamental contribute to the character transformation, together with digital manipulation, because now we have digital manipulation that can make important changes in the aging or make the character, the actor, younger. So this is the middle age. In the next one, it's older, and the collaboration with it, you can also see, it's interesting because if you go to the next one, no, if you go, sorry, to the previous one, you can see how the colors and the materials make the previous one, sorry. Thank you. What the costume designer did, they put very soft wool scarf or mantle, then a very light turtleneck, just to cover the neck, because one of the most difficult part of the body to get age is the necklace. So they just cover it with a light colors just in the costumes to get the character older. And also, if you see the next image, they put glasses. Okay, they put glasses to get her older. And can you see the wall, maybe it's a sweater, which is a light color and soft. Then in the last one, they, with the help of digital, but also a lot of makeup, they make her older and older. So the presentation is finished. I'd like to tell you many things. Maybe they are too many. I hope that I don't make you confusion. And now I'm waiting for your answer.
No, certainly. There is a lot of questions, and particularly there is a lot of congratulations about your work. Everybody was, looking at the movies and commenting about it. They say that it's quite an inspiration. And one thing that they are asking is, what kind of career would you recommend having for costume design? Starting from fashion design, or you can go from another start?
Okay, for example, the costume designer I've been talking as Ariane Philippe. She started from fashion design. Other costume designer, they started from costume design school. I started from Accademia di Belle Arti, but the painting course, and then I follow my inspiration. The Accademia di Belle Arti painting course was important to have the base of an artistic education. But I mean, I think you can start. You have to be you need a very strong motivation to make this job, because it's a very hard job, very hard. Many hours of work. For example, we have our work is 10 hours a day, but we can also work 12 hours if it's need. And so you must be very motivated to keep on going. So the education is very important, but you can start from art school, costume design school, and fashion design school, and then you can follow the path of costume design for movie or for theater. You can start making a stage on a movie, in a theater, in a rental house, for example, or in a to a costume department, and so.
As a matter of fact, thank you very much. At the same time, they asked the same question like 10 times in different ways. And the thing is, the question is always, how do I start to work in costume design or cinema or television? But one thing that is particularly interesting is that somebody says, it would be better to do that in the United States. And I'm quite sure that you will have your perspective, but Europe has a very big capacity of production, or even there in Italy, Cinecittà, it was one of the biggest places in the world to make cinema. So I don't think it's only through the United States. So how do you start in this industry? And another thing that they ask that I find quite amusing, they say, what happened with the clothes after the movie is
Yeah,
already recorded?
everyone asked. So I think that now in Italy, there is a rising of the after the COVID. There is a lot of work for cinema, but we had quite a crisis before, so we are, up and down. Okay. Yes, America is a big industry, but also Central America and South America. It's you have a good cinema, and I think that you can start from there, or you can travel somewhere. Also, Bollywood. It's a very, it depends of if you have the opportunity to travel. Yes, you can travel. I think it's very difficult to enter as a far range. It's not easy to enter in a costume department. You need the green card. There are many problems to. But if you have some friend, if you know someone, you can try. You are young. You can try to do everything at your age, and so why not? You can do it. So about the costumes, okay, the costumes you hire, they go back to the rental houses. Okay. In Italy, rental houses also make costumes. So if you make costumes, you pay the costumes to the rental houses, but then you gave them back to the rental houses. So they can, so they have so they can hire them again. Okay. They make their stock bigger. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The costumes you buy with the money of the production, you have a budget. So you spend this budget, you buy costumes and shoes and everything. They are up of the production. So they go to the production. Then the production, then they keep the storage in their places, and they keep. Most of the time, if the costume, if you are playing, you are working on a contemporary movie, the actors, if they like the costumes, they ask for a present. So you must ask to the production if they want to give the clothes to the actors. So you need the permission of the production to make presents. They always ask.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It was quite enlightenment. And I think everybody thinks always of fashion designers, like maybe even Jean-Paul Gaultier. But Jean-Paul Gaultier has also a big career doing costume for cinema. And it's like something that he has done quite intelligent, etc. You have mentioned a lot of the biggest names in the industry, no? And you can have people coming from Deborah Nadulman to all these kind of big creators that have made a name doing the costume for cinema. And I thank you very much for sharing us this vision and certainly your process of work. So thank you very much. We are happy and delighted to have you here. Y a todas las personas que nos han estado acompañando, yo también les agradezco muchísimo. So, en nombre de... Ciao. En nombre de la Embajada de Italia.
Grazie.
Grazie. En nombre de la Embajada de Italia y de la Cámara de Comercio Italiano, yo les quiero agradecer y por supuesto asimismo agradecer a todas las empresas que nos favorecen con su patrocinio, entre las cuales por supuesto se encuentran empresas italianas tales como Amoretti Brothers, Natuzzi, Essilor Luxottica, Artemide, Bulgari, Amoretti Brothers, Alfa Parf, Ferrari, Davide Groppi, United Colors of Benetton, Yamamais, Seña, Fernet Branca, Smeg, Cartel, Ferrero y Orfe México, Grazia Dopo, dicen, y las universidades mexicanas, así como las instituciones italianas que hacen posible el encuentro creativo. Yo por mi parte los quiero invitar a que estemos al filo de la 1 p.m. con una plática que van a estar dando pues todas aquellas personas que ya tuvieron la experiencia de irse a estudiar allá, y estos muchachos nos van a compartir todo lo que es la experiencia del Made in Italy, desde los salones y el aprendizaje. Entonces, muchísimas gracias, arrivederci y nos vemos a esa hora.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci, grazie.